What's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's Mighty Fan time. It's a little hot, so I'm making this video downstairs where it's a little cooler. This is, of course, Volume 7 of my weekly series, calling this the John Elway volume, or Mickey Mantle volume, call it what you want, of my, of course, weekly series, Mighty Fan Spotlight, Live Vid of the Week. Got it all at one time again. I'm getting better at this. And I'm also calling this the Cooperstown volume because I am featuring a hat that I purchased on Main Street, in the shop on Main Street in Cooperstown, New York, of course, home of the Baseball Hall of Fame that I was just at this past weekend. I took plenty of video also. If I didn't already post it on YouTube, I'm going to, edit. I'm still in the process of editing it, so I don't know which video is going to come first, this one or the one of the actual Hall of Fame, as I was able to take some video in there. Awesome stuff in there, as you guys will see. And I definitely would recommend a trip to Cooperstown to anyone who's a baseball fan, even just a sports fan. I mean, it's a great place. Really neat shops there on Main Street, and also the Hall of Fame itself in Cooperstown, on Main Street in Cooperstown. Absolutely worth the trip. Absolutely. Just make the pilgrimage there as I did. Had a lot of fun there with my dad. We saw a lot of stuff in there, and just took plenty of videos. So hopefully, if that video isn't already up, it should be soon, within a day or so. So be on the lookout. Little programming note. But one of the things I wanted to do when I was at Cooperstown, of course, was, besides seeing the hall, was seeing the shops on Main Street, because I wanted to find some vintage baseball things, if they were jerseys, or hats, or something vintage, And I didn't find much in jerseys, and the jerseys that I saw were kind of out of my price range anyhow, which is fine. Lord knows I have plenty of throwback baseball jerseys anyhow. But I have to say I don't have my fair share of hats, but one of the shops that I went into was kind of like this baseball card shop / thrift store. Pretty cool store, had a lot of stuff in there, and one of the things I found in there for about $7, believe it or not, was this old school Cincinnati Red fitted hat, kind of wool fitted. Really rare to find these. The only other wool hats I have in my collection are my Brooklyn Dodgers and Detroit Red Wings wool fitteds from Mitchell & Ness. This one is not a Mitchell & Ness. This is actually an old school one from back in the day. It has the green underbrim. It's that classic shade of red there, that kind of, I guess it comes out better in the light somewhere, but it's kind of a lighter red than they were today. And that classic Cincinnati C right on the front. It's almost like a patch onto the hat itself, so it's kind of separate from the hat, which I just thought was really cool. As we all know anymore with hats, stuff stitched right on. Well, this is kind of its own little patch right onto the hat, so it's really nice, a vintage piece there. As far as the swag factor goes, I mean, I have to go with the Reds jersey, even though the era is a little different, this being from the 50s or 60s. That's probably 60s, maybe early 70s. Early 70s, I guess the 70s matches. This, of course, being the Tony Perez Mitchell & Ness jersey I have, circa 1976. And there you go. They go real nice together. I don't have one in front of me, but as far as another sport that this hat could go with, I would say Sixers basketball from circa 1980s, when it had the Sixers on the red jerseys and the white Sixers going there. I know a couple of you guys have the Moses Malone and Dr. J. Maurice Cheeks jerseys from that era. I hope to get one at some point. Haven't yet, but yeah, this hat would go pretty cool with them too. But for now, I'm just going to stick with my Reds jerseys, my Tony Perez. I got the batting practice, Johnny Bench. I mean, this would go great with that too. So there you go. Real nice hat, real good price, from Cooperstown, New York, from Main Street, home of the Hall of Fame. So there you go. This is also kind of a pickup video because I'm showing you guys this, but I also picked up a few other hats while I was at Cooperstown, and I want to share them with you too while I'm at it. This one I got at the Baseball Hall of Fame. Basically, Baseball Hall of Fame hat. It has the Hall of Fame logo right there. It's pretty cool. National Baseball Hall of Fame. This one I was pretty excited to find too. This is an old school, well, I guess that's a newer hat made to look old school. Baltimore Orioles with that standing Oriole bird perched on the hat there. This logo, just to put it in comparison, this is kind of the current hat that they wear, or style Oriole hat that they wear. This one came just before this one. And this one, sorry if I'm confusing people, but this one, I'm trying to do this the best I can. This particular bird on the hat, this is the one I remember from when I was younger. You know, Cal Ripken wearing this kind of hat with that exact Oriole bird that was a little less detailed as the current one you see today. Notice it has just a dot for the eye. That's the one I remember, and that's the one that's the logo I remember on the sleeves of their jersey. I remember it on their hat. I've never really found this hat until my trip to Cooperstown. So it's not an on-field fitted, it's a strap back, but it's still that logo that I remember when I was younger. So I was real happy to find it and add it to the collection. And I've always been a fan of the Orioles hats. I think they've always had some of the more iconic hats in baseball. I've always been a fan of them. And finally, I told myself when I go to Cooperstown, I gotta find something Phillies. You know, being a huge Phillies fan, as you guys know I am, I have got to find a Phillies item, whether it's a jersey, a hat, a shirt, something, from Cooperstown, New York, and bring it home with me. And I was able to accomplish my goal. I went to this store on Main Street, really, really amazing store, sports store there called Mickey's Place. And I know it's been referenced a few times on Jersey Central. I believe Great Bape even referenced it in one of his videos because they have a website. I believe it's mickey'splace.com. Definitely recommend checking it out. If you guys are a fan of hats like I am, you gotta check it out. They have just an amazing selection. I mean, if you're ever in Cooperstown, you gotta go there. If you're a hataholic like me, you gotta go there because they have a wall of hats that you just get at any team in baseball, all different styles, just all there. It blew me away when I walked in the door. I'm like, ooh. I was like a kid at Christmas. But I didn't get this off that wall. I actually got this in the clearance section. But hey, you know, I'm always looking for the deal. This is a vintage Phillies hat. It's actually a new era hat. I mean, it has that kind of new thing on the, you know, new era Cooperstown collection on the bottom there. But it's made to look like an older Phillies hat from circa 1970s, 1980s. It isn't a fitted, it's a strap back, but hey, respect the strap backs, my friends. I had to grab this. It was like $10. I'm like, that's mine. I got a Phillies thing from Cooperstown. Yeah, it's circa 1970s, 80s. I mean, you guys have seen this hat plenty of times before. It's that old Phillies P on the front. The thing that made it for me, because I have a few hats like this, maroon hats with the old Phillies P, but I don't have one with the white button on top. That made the hat for me. As strange as it sounds, not only does it have that old feel to it that I really like, it really has like an old feel to it for this hat, but that white button on top, because that's how they wore it back in the day. The 70s and 80s, they had that white button on the top. And I didn't have any Phillies hat, maroon Phillies hat in my collection with that white button. So I'm like, okay, that's it, that's mine. It's not a fitted, I don't care. It's the old Phillies hat with the white button on the top. Oh, how cool is that? That took me so long to finally get one. I know it sounds, look, I'm all about the detail, okay? At some point I had to get a maroon Phillies hat with a white button. I had to do it. So, what better place than Cooperstown, New York, a Cooperstown Collection Phillies hat from Mickey's Place at Cooperstown, New York. It doesn't get any better than that. So I got my Phillies item from Cooperstown. Happy about that. With the white button on it. Look at that. Yeah. Yay. Okay, so you have to be a Phillies fan, believe me. I better stop before it just gets too weird. Huh? All right, YouTube. That's gonna do it for Volume 7 of Mighty Fans Spotlight lids. I know it was a few lids this week. I'm sorry, there's some pickups I wanted to share with you guys, but the main one again was this circa 60s, maybe early 70s, Cincinnati Reds, maybe even 50s. I'm not really sure, but Cincinnati Reds hat that I picked up at in one of the shops at Cooperstown, New York. The others were just a bonus in this video. All right, big shout out, of course, to all my subscribers, to all my fellow Jersey heads and lids heads, I should say, to all my family and friends. Lions fans saying peace, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, bye. Alright, now I have to walk over and turn off the camera. There it is. Alright.